A Hong Kong finance worker at a multinational company was tricked into transferring $25 million to scammers after attending a video conference with Deepfake CFO and several colleagues. Hong Kong police recently reported that it is investigating an elaborate scam that saw a group of bad actors defraud a multinational firm of 200 million Hong Kong dollars, which is 25.6 million using deepfake technology to impersonate company management during a video call. Fraudsters initially targeted one of the unnamed company's finance workers with an email from the company's UK-based chief financial officer, seeing that the message involved a secret transaction to the tune of 200 million Hong Kong dollars. The man suspected it was a phishing email, but those doubts were put to rest when he was invited to a video conference with the CFO and several other colleagues he recognized. What the man didn't know was that all the familiar faces and voices in the video call were actually deepfake filters designed to make total strangers look and sound like company staff. Relieved that he was acting at the request of his CFO, the finance worker transferred over 25.6 million into the scammer's account and went about his business. They used deepfake technology to imitate and voice the voice of their targets, reading from a script. Senior Superintendent Baron Chan Shun Ching said, adding that his department was highlighting this case because it was the first one in Hong Kong where the victim was tricked during a multi-person video conference. The tricked employees said the company employees in the call looked and sounded like real people, but that in hindsight, the people he was on the call with mainly gave him instructions before ending the conference abruptly, and didn't really interact with him. The scam was only discovered when the employees checked with the head office about the transaction, only to learn that no one knew anything about it. Deepfake and voice cloning scams have become very frequent in the last few years as the technology has reached a level where most people cannot discern between real people and digital clones. We're here, man. It's gotten to that point.
Yeah, scams are going to get really out of hand in the next couple of years because, yeah, already like I don't know about like the visual like deep fake technology. Apparently, it must be getting better, but like just voice AI of like replicating someone's voice, like it can do it like perfectly to where if you just got a phone call of like somebody pretending to be somebody they could totally do that. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I get messages all the time that are just random people trying to like start a conversation. They'll get the name wrong. They'll be like, "Hey, Johnny, are you still
Right.
interested in whatever?" And I always ignore them, but it's like they're really there's a lot of them out there. They're trying to contact you in every which way, like emails. They pretend to be UPS. They there's so many things. Like it's insane. And you know what? There's a lot of Indian scammers. I'm Indian,
Right.
and they targeted Indian people before they started reaching out to other people. Like they've been targeting other Indian people for the last 20, 30 years. Like you'll get random phone calls from somebody who's like, "Hey, I know you, blah blah. You're this person's." Like they've been doing it. So they just started like messing up with everybody else now too. So I mean, I I think it's not just one country though. I mean, you hear about Nigeria, you hear about Eastern Europe. Like once all these people get their hands on this technology, nobody's safe.
Yeah, like because it's one thing to like trick like an elderly person with an obvious scam or something that would be obvious to a younger person, but
Yeah,
now with this type of technology, like I could totally see even younger people getting tricked. I mean, you're talking to someone who sounds exactly like who that you think they are, and they ask you to like, oh, I'm in trouble. Can you like wire me some money through Venmo or something? I could totally see this happening a lot.
oh, that happens a lot, man. Like, yeah, like for sure. Social media is like they love that's their playground, and like also dating sites. Like, there's so many scammers on dating sites. It's insane. Like, obviously, you can kind of read them from a mile away, because they're pretty obvious. But I mean, there's you hear about these people who get scammed by them, like these catfishing schemes where they think like they're talking to a celebrity who somehow needs money or something. Like, it's just there are vulnerable people out there who do get tricked.
Yeah, actually, I've been on OKCupid for a while, and I'll notice like a lot of accounts when you're just swiping through, it'll be like, someone who obviously looks like a model, and then
Yeah, every time.
you'll click on their profile, and number one, their picture isn't verified, which is something you
Hmm.
can do on there. And number
Yeah,
two is like, their profile will be very like sparse with information, and you're just like, yeah, I totally recognize this as a scam. Man, I got to
yeah.
tell you, I'm so depressed because like the other day, like I've just been using the free version of OKCupid, and
Hmm.
but I noticed it said I had like over 100 likes, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm finally going to break down and actually pay for the
Oh,
service.
okay. Cupid's the worst with that. They're all international. They're all fake. They're all
That's
scams. There's so many
exactly
of
what
that.
it was. I'm not
Mhm.
kidding. Probably 98% of it were like women from like Kenya and the Philippines
Yeah,
who were either
yeah.
either scammers or like people like just like trying to escape the third world. Either way,
Right.
obviously I'm not interested. And
Yeah.
like anyone left over was just like horrible. I'm just like, man, what a waste.
Yeah, I had a membership with them for like 1 month, and I let it expire, and because I started talking to somebody, and you won't believe. I think I got like maybe 40 something likes like in the next week or so, and I knew it was a scam. Like, because when I first signed up, I was like, okay, I got some likes here. I was on there for like a little bit of free time, and like I got the same thing as you. Like when I signed up, I was like, oh my gosh, these are all international people. This is all just, yeah, it's random.
Yeah.
Okay, Cuba's the worst. Um, it's crazy. Like on Plenty of Fish, I as soon as I meet somebody that I like and I delete the app, like you start getting a ton of likes. Like it's almost like they start pushing your profile.
I could see them doing something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
But yeah, it was pretty wild. I was like, like, because like I'm not even kidding. Like the vast majority of them, yeah, were exactly like you said, international, Kenya, mostly Kenya and Philippines.
yeah. Plenty of Fish is weird, man. They got the oddest people on that site. Like it's the lowest of the low. But it's a mixed bag because sometimes there's a decent person once in a blue moon. But like it's wild, yeah. It's like Tinder. Tinder's also got like yeah, it's got some weird people on there too, man.
I've seen certain like you would think most women on average would put more care into their profile than the average guy. But I
Hmm.
see some like profiles with women where I'm like, are you actively trying to repel men? These are
Right.
terrible. Like the pictures you're choosing are awful. Some of the things in your profile are awful. I'm like,
Hmm.
I can't even imagine the type of profiles of men that women see. Because like, if the women are putting out profiles like the ones I'm seeing, I can't even imagine
Yeah.
the trash men put on those sites, man.
From what I understand, every woman is getting bombarded with dick pics.
Oh, I'm sure they have to be right.
What? Oh God, they make us look so bad, dude. Like there's so many shitty guys out there. Have some game, dude. Come on, like talk it up. Have a personality. Like just don't throw your dick pic at somebody. Like you think a woman's gonna see a dick and be like, "Yes, that's the one."
I'm sure there's a few that have worked on, but the
Maybe.
vast majority, no.
I
Can
mean,
you?
they can get dick whenever they want.
Yeah,
They
I know.
they're not looking for that. Like,
That's the thing. For
yeah,
them seeing a dick, it's no big deal. They're like, yeah, they can get it anytime they want.
yeah.
Can you imagine if women were as disgusting as men, just like always throwing you vag pics?
I think we all would have died of AIDS at some point.
Probably. That you know what? That's a good point. If women were as sexually aggressive as men, STDs would be such a even bigger problem.
For sure.
Yeah, like
For
can you
sure.
imagine how much worse the AIDS epidemic would have been if women
Oh,
were as horny as men?
yeah. Like, think about it. You can't even tell somebody has it for years sometimes. Like, if they
Right.
don't get tested, it would, it would, it would be wiping people out, man. Like, it would be really bad.
It's actually probably one of the reasons it was so much like worse, like in the gay community.
Yeah,
Is
because
it,
they're all dudes. Like they're
right,
all
right.
just yeah.
They're just
Men
throwing it
cannot be
around.
trusted,
Yeah,
man. We will
yeah.
destroy the society. uh,
Well, AJ, I think that'll do it for the show today. A real hodgepodge of topics today, but that's the way the
yeah.
show goes sometimes.
Hmm.
Well, we hope everybody enjoyed following along. If you will, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can also subscribe in audio form on your podcast catcher of choice. Leave us thumbs up, positive reviews, all that good stuff. If you like, you can follow me over on Twitter/X at Zach Jones Live. That's ZachJonesLive. But that'll do it for all of our shenanigans and poppycock this week. Please, please, please tune in again next week. Bye, guys.
Take care.